Last time we talked about how to solve the linear equation with the brackets. Now, firstly, let's do a revision. Okay. X over 3 take away 7 equals negative 12. Now, according to what we have learned yesterday, we still follow the procedures. Right? So the very first procedure, yesterday we said, I want everyone to remember B and C, C, which means you should have remove bracket as your first step, and then M is move terms. And then C means collect like terms. And then the last C is make the coefficient 1. Okay, so please remember B and C, C. Now whenever you solve any questions, you can follow those steps. Now the first step, remove brackets. So there's no brackets here. Be happy, and then we move terms. We see yesterday we said we still want everyone to remember x equals a format. So we want this, which means x on the left hand side, any value or number on the right hand side. So this is the number, I need to move that to the right. So we continue. So that is x over 3 equals negative 12 plus 7. I move, I change. You need to ask yourself, did I change? If you change, that's good. Okay? Alright, so next step, we collect like terms. So there's only one x on the left hand side, so we don't have to do anything. Negative 12 plus 7 on the right hand side, so we collect like terms. They are like terms. So x over 3 equals negative 5. Okay, so negative number calculations. If negative plus a positive, you follow the greater. So 12 is greater, so your final sign is negative. And then you do subtraction. 12 take away 7 is 5. Okay? Alright, and then after that we make the coefficient 1. So this 3 is at the denominator, so we need to times 3 on both sides to get rid of the denominator. So x equals negative 15. Okay? Alright. Now, another example to do the revision. Let's have a look. Okay, equals 2. Now, let's have a look at this question. Alright? For this question, we still have to follow all the steps. You just remember B and C, C in your mind. Brackets, move terms, collect like terms, and coefficient 1. So BMCC brackets, there's no brackets here, happy. Move terms, we move number to the right, leave per numerous on the left hand side. Now we need to remember this is a negative sign. So we do not change the sign because you do not move this term. So you still have negative 2f over 3 equals 2, take away 11. Okay? And then collect like terms. Like terms, constant term, they are like terms. So negative 2f over 3 equals negative 9. Okay? 2 take away 11. Okay, now let's have a look at the last step. The last step is make the coefficient 1. Now here we have the f on the top. So the coefficient of f is negative 2 over 3. Okay? So, in this case, I have to get rid of 3 first. Now, how can I get rid of 3? So, I have to times 3 on both sides. Okay? So, that will be negative 2f equals negative 9 times 3 on both sides. So, we can have negative 2f equals negative 27. And then we divide by negative 2. So f equals negative 27 divided by negative 2. So the answer is 27 divided by 2. And also, some people said, for this step, alright, so I write that step again. Over 3 equals negative 9. Do you have any other ways to solve that? For example, we can think this is negative 3. So on both sides, we have negative sign, and then I can divide by negative 1 first. So that will be 2f over 3 equals 9. You see, that will be easier because you don't have to think of the negative sign. Okay? And then we follow whatever we have done here. Alright, so we times 3 on both sides. So that will be 2f equals 9 times 3. So 2f equals 27. F equals 27 over 2. Okay? Good. And also, that is way 1, way 2, and now way 3, I still copy down this question. Negative 2, f over 3 equals negative 9. Okay, so the last step is make the coefficient 1. Firstly, could you please let me know what is the coefficient of f? Yes, the coefficient of f is negative 2 over 3. Good. So, I can rewrite this as negative 2 over 3 f equals negative 9. Is that correct? Yes. Now, the next step is this number times f equals negative 9, and then I have to divide by this number. Alright, it's like this one. Negative 2f equals. So f equals, we divide by the coefficient, because that is, here is multiplication, the next step you do division. Alright, I move, I change. This one is the same. I move negative 2 over 3 to the right, I have to change the operation. So the next step equals f, should be f equals negative 9 divide by negative 2 over 3. Okay, it's the same. Divide by negative 2, divide by the coefficient. Here I divide by the coefficient. And also in year 8, we have learned when I divide by a number equals times its reciprocal. Okay? A number divided by a number equals this number times its reciprocal, flip over. So the answer will be negative times negative is positive, and then 3 times 9 is 27 over 2. Alright, so when we do fraction multiplication, we times the numerator, and then we times the denominator. So it's 27 over 2, you see? There are 3 ways to solve the last question. Okay? Good. Now, let's have a look at another question we have discussed. This is example 1, example 2, and this is example 3. Let's have a look at this question. When you have this question, follow these 4 steps. B, M, C, C. Bracket. Do you have bracket? Good. Expand the bracket. Don't forget to draw the arrow. 2a. Take away 10. 2 times negative 5. Okay? Now, nothing in front of the bracket, but a negative sign. Good. So if a negative sign is in the front of the bracket, when you take off the bracket, you have to change all sign inside. So that is negative 3a. So here is positive, here is negative. And then this is take away 4, we have to plus 4. Change all the signs inside. Okay? Now equals, don't forget, negative 2 times 2a, negative 4a. And then negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Alright. Bracket, move terms. Remove terms. So 2a, take away 3a, plus 4a, equals. check the sign. No move, no change. No move, no change. You move, you change. Okay? Right hand side, -6. Take away 4, plus 10. Okay, next step. Collect like terms. Collect like terms. They are all like terms. 2 take away 3, -1 plus 4 is 3. So 3a equals -6 take away 4, -10 plus 10 is 0. So it's easier. Make the coefficient 1. So divide by 3. So 0 divided by 3 is 0. So this is the answer. And also, everyone, you can, like I said, you can substitute A to the original questions, and then you can check whether the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. If they are equal, your answer is correct. Okay? Alright, so these 3 questions shows you how to use these steps to solve the equations. Okay? Now, today let's have a look at the equations with fractions. Actually, we have done something here, alright, with the fractions, but we want to have a look at some other questions, and then later you can understand why I can do that this way. Okay? Alright, so solving linear equations with fractions. Okay, now for example, let's have a look at the first one. Draw the line here. Now we have 2x plus 4 over 9 is -2. Okay. Now let's have a look at this question. Now for this question, we say there's a denominator in the question, but here we don't have the denominator here. Okay, so we can collect all the like terms when they do not have any fractions. So would it be possible I change the fraction into the whole number like that, and then we can continue to solve. So we can get rid of 9. Alright, so is that correct? Good. Okay, so the first step, I want to add that here, we remove fractions. Okay. If you have the fraction, we can remove the fraction first. Now, how can I get rid of 9? Good, I times 9 on both sides. Okay, alright, I times 9 on both sides. Okay, so we will have 2x plus 4 equals -2 times 9 is -18. And then remove brackets, no brackets, move terms. Alright, I have to move this term to the right. So 2x equals -18, take away 4. So collect like terms, they are like terms. We do that. 2x equals -18 take away 4 is -22. Alright, last step, make the coefficient 1. I divide by 2. Okay, so x equals -22 divided by 2. The answer is -11. Alright, do you have any questions? Good. So when we solve linear equations, this is the whole steps you have to follow. Remove fractions, remove brackets, so remove move term, and collect like terms, and make the coefficient 1. So I want to write the fraction here, FBMCC. Okay, FBMCC. Fraction, brackets, move terms, collect like terms, and then coefficient 1. I want everyone to remember this. This is very, very important. FBMCC. Okay? Alright. Now, what I want everyone to do is let's do some practice in your book. Okay? Now, page 89. Question 7 and question 8. written down two questions on the board, right? So the reason why I wrote those two questions here is I saw you made some mistakes when you did your practice. Now, have a look at here. This one is 2x divided by 3 plus 1 equals 5. This one is 2x plus 1 divided by 3 equals 5. And some people think, alright, Mr. Huang said I have to remove fractions first. Okay, so for this question, some people said, oh, I remove fractions. So 3 is a fraction, so I do 2x plus 1 equals 15. Alright, I times 3 on both sides, so I can have this one. Is that correct? No, it's not correct. Very good. The reason is, okay, for this question, although you have fraction here, but according to the first step, you remove fraction. So fraction on the left hand side, you have to times 3 on left hand side. So your answer should be like this. 2x over 3 plus 1 is your left hand side. I have to times 3 on the left hand side. Equals 5 times 3. Alright, if you want to remove fraction, you have to times 3 on both sides. Okay? You should not exclude 1 because 1 is still on the left hand side. And then, what do I have to do? I need to expand. Okay? Expand that. So 3 times that is 2x. And then you have to expand 3 here. So plus 3 equals 15. Not plus 1. You should not just move 3 to the right. You have to think of 1 because 1 is still on the left hand side. Alright, and then you continue. So 2x equals, alright, so I move terms. Move terms. So 15 take with 3, 2x equals 12, so x equals 6. This is the correct way. Or, we can do like that. 2x over 3 plus 1 equals 5. And also I can think, I remove the, no brackets, I can move the term because 1 is a constant term. I can move that to the right. So 2x over 3 equals 5, take with 1 first. Alright? So, and then we do collecting like terms. 2x over 3 equals 4. And then we get rid of the denominator. So times 3 on both sides. So 2x equals 12. And then x equals 6. This is another way. So what is the theorem behind this method? This method is we follow back math, reverse. Okay? Now when we do calculations, we have to follow back math. But when we solve equations, we have to do back math reverse. Which means I have to do subtraction and addition first. So here we have the addition, so I have to do that first. I move 1 to the right. Alright, so they are the two different ways to solve that. Alright, the first way, you times 3 on both sides. I need to emphasize on both sides, including everything on the left hand side. Or I do addition and subtraction first. Okay? For this question, we can see on the left hand side, you have only division. You do not have this because this is actually not division. This is addition. This one is division. So, I do division. It's no subtraction and addition, so that's why I do division and multiplication. Okay? So I remove fraction. So that will be 2x plus 1 equals 15. This is correct. Alright? This expanding, this calculation now is correct. Okay? Alright, so let's continue. So move terms and then make coefficient 1. Okay? So I really want everyone to have a look at the difference between these two. And then you can do the calculation. Alright? Good. Now, we want you to practice on this question. do the practice and give me the answer. Okay, now this is the solutions of those two questions. And also I need to emphasize on these questions again. I need to follow the back math reverse. Okay, so subtraction and addition first. So here is subtraction, we do that first. And then you follow this method. Or I follow this method, remove fractions. Here is a fraction. I times 4 on both sides. And then I do expanding. And then I move terms, like terms, coefficient 1. You still can get this answer.